and you somehow talk the woman that you're on the date with to pay for the meal.
Ooh, that sounds like a great topic.
But then I thought to myself, well, you don't want to get her to pay. You need to make it look like she has to pay.
That seems like a lot of work.
Sounds like a really weird way to let this girl know you got no money.
I started to pull out my wallet, and she said, oh, I already took care of it.
Have you gone on a second date yet?
Welcome back to the Alpha Hour podcast, where a couple of betas try to pretend like we're alpha.
Oh.
Did you want her over there? I watched the video back. It actually looked pretty fucking cute
Yeah, she's cute.
when she
right
was like
there.
in between you guys.
I don't wanna disrupt this cuteness.
All right, so I have a question for you guys. Have you ever had a woman that you went out on a date with pay for you? Pay for a date?
No. But I haven't dated in
No, but
20 years.
Yeah, but okay, so the answer is no.
No.
Have you?
Not to my recollection.
So I had it happen to me for the first time. It was the first time we actually hung out before we met. So she lives up in the Cleveland area, so I drove up there. Cool, one of those nice, cool, small bar/restaurants, and she paid for me. So at the end of our dinner, I went to the bathroom, and I come out and the bill's there. I start to pull out my wallet, and she said, "Oh, I already took care of it."
You ran yourself into an alpha woman.
So less of a man. But it got me thinking. I thought to myself, that's a good way to guarantee a second date. Because the moment she paid for it is the moment that I knew you have to go on a second date with her because you have to pay her back.
Let's start from the beginning then. I like this.
Okay.
How did the date itself go?
Oh, it was great. It was fun.
Okay, so
yeah. No, it was good.
my thought would have been, if that was her motive, if her motive was to get a second date, then maybe the date went very poorly and that was her motive. But if the date went well,
Yeah, it went well. I wouldn't say it was the best one ever, but it was definitely good.
then maybe that's not what she's shooting for. So now you got to look into what her actual motive is.
She wanted a second date.
Do you think she's a strap-on gal? That's where my head goes.
Quick shout out to the sponsor of this video, Fully Loaded Tobacco-Free Chew. Check out the description of this video or the show notes to get 20% off your next order.
I think pegging is in your future with this gal.
I
think this is a straight road to pegging.
You couldn't talk me into doing that. Like I said, I could be bought for $500,000, but if it's less than $500,000 after taxes, you're not going to put anything in my.
You know
my
the old
butthole.
saying, gal buys the first date, you pegged on the third.
Okay.
Yeah, she could just be, because this whole scenario is assuming that the woman would actually ever pay for it. Like, she could have just been like, nice gesture, not even thinking about it. Maybe she does this a lot. Like, I don't know. Or it was like, yeah, I want to make sure like I get a second date, and I'm gonna really overextend myself and go ahead and pay for
I
this.
had never had it happen.
She's the one in
she was
control.
securing,
Like,
yeah.
she
I
could
know.
just be like, this isn't gonna work out, but I'm gonna go ahead and pay for this. It was nice of you to drive up here, but
Ooh, that's a good point.
Yeah, like-
what if it's the other way around? What if it's she hated you and she felt like, have you gone on a second date yet?
Yes, this is what I'm. This is what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
it's so basically we should call
I'm
this
perplexed.
we should call this beta hour because I felt like a beta
Yeah.
that night when I was driving
Yeah.
home. I said, "Oh my gosh,
She big
But-
dogged you.
Okay, but here's where I'm going with this. It started to get me thinking. Say you're a guy and you go out with a girl the first time, and you want to guarantee or seal a second date. How do you do that? Well, you do that by basically doing what this woman did to me. So you go on the date and you somehow talk the woman that you're on the date with to pay for the meal. So, okay, but here,
Man.
So, hold on. So here,
I feel like that's not going to help your
No, but
chances with a second date.
Listen,
You
here's,
know what, bitch? We've had a nice day here, but it'd be
wanna pay-
really good if
you wanna
you
pay
could
for-
pay.
No, but okay, but here's the thing.
I forgot my wallet. Like,
Okay, listen. No, this is what happens.
anyway.
I'll get you next time.
That's okay. So then I started to go down the path of, okay, how would you do this so you don't look like a complete a-hole? Okay, well, number one, you can say, hey, I forgot my wallet, but that's kind of obvious because you're not going to forget your wallet on the first date, most likely. So what you do is you go to like a CVS, you go to a Walgreens, and you buy a prepaid gift card that looks like your credit card. Don't put anything on it, so you probably have to steal it. And then you basically go and you try to swipe it. It's going to get declined every single time. So you essentially say, "Oh my gosh, I don't have anything." So
Yeah,
listen,
like your plan is to
Hold
make
on.
yourself seem
Hold on.
poor, and then
You
she's got to
got-
pay for everything.
no, but you say it keeps getting declined for some reason. You say, "Hey, how about let me Venmo you or Cash App you? Can you pay for it and let me send the money to you?" So you still say, "I'm going to pay."
You're demonstrating your value.
but I'm going to send it to you through Venmo or Cash App. She says, okay, cool. She pays for it. And now it's time for you to send her a Venmo or something like that. At that point, that's when you come up with the excuse of, hey, I couldn't connect my bank account to Venmo, because this is actually a real thing.
Sounds like a really weird way to let this girl know you got no money. Hey, I was robbed by a couple of Muslim guys down the street.
then-
like, wait, what?
So then you have to play. We're playing 4D chess here, okay? So you have to really want to go on a second date with this person. So then you just say, "Hey, I couldn't connect my bank account." Blah blah blah. Do you want to go on a second date? And I'll pay for everything, and so I'll pay you back.
All I can think about, sorry, is that Inventing Anna. My wife made me watch, and it's like all about how she was a con artist and figured out how to get all this money. But this is how it goes. It's always like, I'll wire the money tomorrow, sort of thing. And it was like she just parlays it over and over and over.
But you guys are missing the point. You're delivering on paying her back, but you're just getting a second date. And you're going to pay for the second date, so it's all kosher.
I know, but you make yourself seem like a fucking weirdo in
No,
the meantime.
you don't, because cards.
there's
cards get declined.
Yeah.
Bullshit, they don't. Venmo doesn't work like it's supposed to. I know for a fact it doesn't because I create videos on that app, and I couldn't even get it to work. So it's definitely a
Here's
thing.
the devil's advocate to that. I'm the girl,
Okay.
and you tell me hey, I don't know why I made you talk like a girl. Hey, listen, my card got declined. You pay. I got my Venmo right here, sweetie.
Mm-hmm. I'll send it to
And
you.
then 2 seconds later, you're like, turns out the Venmo's fucked up. Promise I'll pay you back on the second date. I'm starting to get to the point where I'm like, this guy's gonna rape me, or just steal from me.
Oh, come on. You would go that far?
Maybe not rape, but steal. I think you're gonna steal from me.
Well, either way, you ain't paying for that first fucking dinner then.
I don't know.
Regardless, you are not paying for that dinner.
That
So
seems like a
maybe
lot of
she
work
does-
to one, get a free dinner, or two, guarantee a second date, whichever way it goes.
I think your
It
better
sounds
bet
like
is
a-
to
it
show up
sounds
and
like a-
get along with the
No,
gal.
that sounds like a win-win in my situation. But this is only if you're a little bit, you're not sure about the date, right? This is not.
So this is a Hail Mary.
Yes, it's not if
You're
the date-
down. You're down 6 points on the 50-yard line with 2 seconds left,
Tom
and you're
Brady's hurt. You got the backup in.
you're
This
like,
is-
hey, this boy can throw it to the end zone. All we can do is throw it up and see if it goes.
Exactly.
That's a good
And
move.
here's the thing: worst case scenario, she doesn't want to go out on a second date with you,
and that bitch just paid for dinner.
or you could do the right thing and send her the money, right?
Oh no. She ain't going on that date. You know what? Actually, now that I think about it,
I'm
this
saying-
is the ultimate win-win.
Oh, now
You're
now
no.
it is. Once I introduce the right thing to do,
No,
you say,
because that's
"Oh,
the
no."
wrong thing to do. The right thing to do, you nailed. Second date, or never see her again, and guess what? Daddy just got himself a free steak.
I think it's a win-win.
That's a win-win.
This
But
is so
like you said-
funny. This was it though. When you said I found out a way to guarantee yourself a second date with a hot girl, and I was like, "Whoa, that sounds like a great topic." I didn't know what we were in store for.
You didn't know it was ripping her off?
Yeah. So I'm gonna make myself look super broke, and my card doesn't work. It's getting declined.
Hold
My
on,
Venmo won't work.
You guys are gonna get me canceled. You guys are gonna get me canceled here. I'm saying that you can also send her money and you can pay for it, or if it's
so
going
great.
well, you don't do it. But that's a
I'm
thought.
sorry, honey. I had a lot of cash. I got robbed on the way in, and fresh out of cash now. Let me try this card. Whoops, that doesn't work either.
So you said that this happened in real life, and you
Yes.
guys did have a successful second date. I take it.
Yeah,
Did it come up at all? It wasn't purposeful that you did this whole thing.
I
No, he
didn't.
didn't
I
do
didn't
that.
actually
She
do
just
this.
paid.
She just
But
paid.
that's when he had the epiphany.
It got me thinking, oh, that's a good way to get a woman if you can get her to pay.
Exactly.
But then I thought to myself, well, you don't want to get her to pay. You need to make it look like she has to pay. Or else, yeah, you are going to look like a complete scumbag.
The only way this works is if you somehow force this woman to pay for dinner.
But then it also got me going down another path of thinking.
What's the other path?
All right, so
I want to hear where this one goes.
With these dating apps, you choose your distance for how far out they're going to look for a woman, and it goes, in a circle, right? It's a radius.
Just a
So
woman?
Well, you can choose men if you want. You can choose whatever you want, actually. In my case, it's women. So I choose maybe 25 miles. And we're close to Lake Erie, right? We're about 45 minutes. So realistically, I'd have to stretch it above 25 miles to get up there in that Lake Erie area.
That's when you search for your free dinners?
Hold on. It's how to find some. This is how to find some hot, attractive women that are like top candidates, if you will, that you would be attracted to, that not many guys can get to. So what the goal is you're looking for a female that is on the coast of some sort of body of water. So like Lake Erie. Because
I know, but you're doing that perspective from here.
No,
if you
but
lived in Cleveland, that wouldn't be the same.
This is what I'm saying. I can make it larger. It shows you what city they're in, too. Probably should have mentioned that. So you want to look for a woman that is basically on the coast. Someone who's like real hot. Because if a girl lives on a coast and she's on this Bumble app, her circular area is cut in half.
Yeah.
Right?
That is true.
It's cut in half. So there's a lot of gems along the coast of water. So you really want to get up there. Because think about it.
I would go with like a rural.
Her dating pool it's limited to just the guys.
But the bulk of the population is on the coast.
Is it though?
Yes.
People always live on water. That's why cities are always by water.
But even if it's like the outskirts, even if you go from the
we're
water, if you
generalizing
go
a
an
lot.
additional 25, 50 miles, it's still going to be densely populated.
I like the robbing the girl idea a lot better.
Well, I think these are both tactics that I'm going to pursue at some point in the future.
I think I really like the robbing her idea.
You're not robbing her. Stop.
No,
stop
I mean like,
saying
but all
that.
right, light robbing, like the way that you're like gonna take her money and then never see her again, or see her again and then all right, you got to pay for
But
one.
how
of the
much
dinners.
different is it from all the women we've gone out with in the past before you guys got married that didn't pay for meals?
Yeah, no, it's borderline.
I'm not saying it's right or
prostitution.
wrong. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I have no problem paying for first dates or anything like that, but it's
Well, these ladies want equality. Let's give them some fucking equality. Am I wrong?
let's
Am
pay,
I wrong?
let's pay it back.
Let's give them a little bit of equality. Hey, sweetie. Yeah, no. Hey, you actually, would you pick up dinner and open my door for me? I'm actually pretty shit faced. Would you mind driving home?
Hey,
now
can I
we're
stay
talking.
over? Can I stay over? All right.
Now we're talking. Hey, yeah. Hey, if you don't mind, there's a little bit of snow on the way to the car. You mind shoveling the drive for me? I'm a little hungover. That's equality.
But I thought it was I think it's a pretty good idea. If it's a Hail Mary, there's an asterisk right there.
That's got to be a Hail Mary. If the date went well, I feel like the date goes really well, and then all of a sudden you do this whole charade and you pretend that you don't have any money and you don't have a Venmo, and this girl's going to leave there and be like, that was the weirdest ending to a date ever.
You're gonna become a story for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, this guy was all weird. Like,
They're
things
going to think
going
you're poor.
okay, and then like all of his cards are declining, and now his Venmo won't work. I was like, okay, whatever.
And now he wants to go on a second date with me?
Yeah, they're just going to think you're poor. So this is the problem. You don't want to run the Hail Mary when you're up by 3. You know what I mean? Like when the game's over, take a knee.
Yeah, you also have to be able to read. You got to be able to read the room in
Yeah,
that
no,
case too, right?
take a
'Cause-
goddamn knee.
Yeah.
But because the worst thing you could do is go out there and throw a Hail Mary. It gets picked off, and the guy runs it back for 6, and you lose the game.
it's bad.
Because that is the other option there. So
You
you
gotta
got to
be-
know what the score is.
And not everybody is good at reading the room as well.
No, you got to know what the score is.
Especially, yeah, well, it's probably most dudes, from what I hear.
Yeah,
like guys can't. If a girl gives a guy a compliment, they think that, like, she wants to bang him, and it's like, no, dude, what are you that? I don't know.
I
It's,
can only
it's strange.
imagine. Can you imagine? Well, you're doing it, but if I was a woman and I had to date men, I'd just be perturbed all the time. It would
Yeah,
just
you
be a
get-
constant state of
I'd be a lesbian. for
anger.
sure.
Yeah, I'd think about it.
That's a safe route.
Dudes
Men
like
are just
hitting on you,
such
and everybody think like
freaking
all
losers.
guys or most guys thinking, like, oh, I was just being nice to him, but now he's thinking that you want to date him, and
Yeah.
she's like, no, what
Date was
do?
fine.
She's just
and
being
now this
nice.
guy's like pretending he has no money.
Yeah.
Like,
strange.
yeah.
So the second date, I'm now really intrigued. Like, do you find a third date coming, or is
Mm-hmm.
this potential?
Yeah, third date. We actually went to a winery, local winery. I'll tell you guys about after.
You paid.
Which was, yeah, I paid. Yeah, I paid. I paid. But it was a winery, and it makes me think. Okay, we went on it was a Wednesday night, and this place was packed. Probably seats 300 or 400. Big winery, in Richfield, and made me think. I was like, the economy isn't doing that bad.
No.
Because this place is packed, and it's a winery on a Wednesday night. And I also noticed a lot of like very attractive women at this winery. And you know what's
Not where I thought you were going with that.
no, but you know what's also weird about that is it seems like whenever you're I'm not gonna say that.
Nah.
All right, whenever you're out on a date, it seems like other women in the area, they look at you more.
Oh, get a wedding ring.
I've noticed. It's
I mean, I've never picked up a woman because I don't know what I'm doing.
no, but you can
But
tell.
everybody
if-
always tells you like the wedding ring is like the key to picking up chicks.
maybe I
They
should get a
want
wedding
what they
ring.
can't
Yeah.
have, supposedly.
Yeah, I mean it's
But
literally
you're
never worked
But
for
you're
me.
attracting a certain kind of woman that is looking at a married man and is like, I want to have sex with him.
Yeah, it's kind of gal pays for fucking dinner on first date.
That's true.
Probably kind of gal you want to be with.
That's true.
But yeah, I think that is a thing.
What,
If
do
you're there
anything
with
they
your
can.
boys, you're
He's
limited.
that forbidden fruit now. He gets like dinners paid for all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but you're basically going into it where you're gonna have like you look unavailable.
Mm-hmm. So they want something they can't.
Yeah,
They can't
If you're
have.
there with 5 guys, they're just gonna be like, man, those guys are complete losers.
Yeah. They're talking about a bunch of dicks and
Yeah.
banging each other.
Yeah.
Which is the conversations that we do
For
have.
some odd reason, girls aren't into that. I don't get it, but they're
Who would've
not.
thought?
Our friends do basically everything you should do if you're like girls, females. Stay away.
Yeah.
Let us just be. We're pretty good at that. But no, that whole forbidden fruit thing, like you see it, like guys once they're married or with a ring, it's almost like a challenge for the girls. Like, can I crup this guy? Like sort of thing. Our buddy just told us a lot about it.
Yeah.
Quick shout out to the sponsor of this video, Fully Loaded Tobacco-Free Chew. Check out the description of this video or the show notes to get 20% off your next order.